Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on maximizing security, access, and accountability with the new Knox KeySecure 6. Today, you'll get an in-depth overview and demo of the latest in master key retention, the Knox KeySecure 6, which was engineered to provide the highest level of security, accountability, and flexibility. My name is Tiffany Tren, and I'm the brand marketing manager at the Knox company and today's moderator. We have Cindy Jones, training manager at the Knox company, who will be leading this presentation and has been working and training closely with the beta users on the new key retention device. She will give you an overview of the new Knox KeySecure 6. Jason Peterson is also on. He's a senior mechanical design engineer at the Knox company who has been involved in the engineering of the KeySecure 6. He will be joining us later for the Q&A portion to answer any technical questions. So to begin our program, we have a short video of the new electronic solution, the Knox e-lock system. The KeySecure is a critical component of this system.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, if there's a fire alarm going off and you don't have a Knox box, we are coming through your door. Some doors it may be $500 damage when we force a door, but we have to make sure there's no fire in your building.
Knox has developed the first complete electronic rapid access system for use in the fire service.
As the firefighters arrive on the scene and they realize they have a Knox box at that location, they can enter their code in the KeySecure 6.
That will release the Knox key. The Knox e-key, then you would have an identification code that you enter into that device. You would attach it to the front of the lock.
We get the green light, we turn the key and open the box up, and that gives us full access. The advantage to the e-key is that it'll store up to 100 codes.
That means 100 different departments could share one key. There's no need to have multiple mechanical keys now.
Having the ability to share it with multiple agencies really expands our coverage and how quickly we can resolve emergency situations.
The e-key has a unique audit trail stored in the cloud. So anytime someone activates a key, it will know exactly who took the key, the date, the time, and it would know the date and time the key was returned. If the key is lost, it will deactivate after a certain set period of time.
For a business owner, it should be even more peace of mind knowing that no one can get a hold of these keys and enter their business at any time.
Almost any Knox product that has an existing manual key can be converted to the e-lock core at any time.
All we do is change this cylinder out. This is the e-lock cylinder, and it can be done very easily. There's no change in the service that you're going to get, other than you're going to get a more secure system on your building. We look at the Knox e-lock system as an opportunity to take accountability to the next level.
Knowing that this is going to be a life-saving device is very, very important to the fire service.
So as seen in the video, the KeySecure 6 is a critical component of the latest electronic rapid access solution, which is the Knox e-lock system, and that's what we're going to focus on today. So before we dive right in, let's go over what will be covered during this webinar. Cindy will review several case studies on key retention, and then she'll review why it's important to have a key retention as part of your Knox system. She'll then share the latest and greatest in key retention, which is the KeySecure 6, and also provide a quick demo of the Knox Connect management system, which is the hub of the KeySecure 6. She'll also explain reasons for transitioning to this latest key retention and explain the next steps for implementation. Lastly, we'll save Q&A for the very end. Now, without further ado, let's turn this over to Cindy Jones.
Okay, well, thank you, Tiffany. Now, first, I'm going to go over a couple of case studies, as Tiffany mentioned. The first case study is a department that has not used Knox in the past, but they just decided to adopt the program. Now, as they're implementing the system, they have chosen to start with KeySecures and get all the KeySecures on all of the apparatuses. This was to help alleviate concerns from property owners. There was concern about that master key being misplaced, and this minimizes it. So they started by installing KeySecures. Once all the apparatuses have KeySecures, they will then start installing Knox boxes. So they started with KeySecures. But then our second case study highlights departments that have been with us for years, and they don't have KeySecures. Over the years, we've asked them about KeySecures, and they told us they didn't have an issue with any lost keys. It wasn't an issue for them, so they didn't see the need in getting any KeySecures. They kept their master keys stored on the rigs or somewhere in the station on a key ring. But over time, this department in particular, it lost a key. No one could find it. There was no accountability or record showing who last used it or even when it was last used. As a result of their lost key, they've had to rekey their entire department at the cost of more than $300,000. And so they can have accountability going forward. They have chosen to add KeySecure now to all of their apparatuses. They don't want to have to be in this spot again in the future. So all of their apparatuses now have KeySecures, and they have now rekeyed their community. This costs them a lot of time, not to mention time, in order rekeying buildings. So these are just two case studies showing the importance of key retention. Having a KeySecure unit gives you a secure place to store that Knox master key. It requires a unique PIN code to remove the key, and the department assigns those PIN codes to their users. It provides accountability with the audit trail, giving you a date and time step for each time a key is removed from a KeySecure, and even tells you when it was returned. This helps to assure property owners that your system is secure. It gives them some peace of mind. It minimizes the concerns for the key getting into the wrong hands because you have an audit trail saying who actually shipped the key out. Finally, since you have all these controls in place, it minimizes the possibility of having to rekey the entire city, which saves you a lot of money in the long run, not to mention the time to rekey or spend in investigating trying to locate a missing key. So that's just the importances of having a master key retention device. Now, I'd like to share with you today the KeySecure 6. This is the newest and greatest master key control device Knox has ever produced. It provides security, accountability, and flexibility. Now, some benefits for the KeySecure 6. It provides peace of mind. That key is secure. You always know where it is when it's locked in one of these units. You know who uses it. It's flexible. It can be configured to retain both your mechanical key as well as the new electronic key. And it gives you some flexibility of deciding, we have a mechanical key now and we're using it, but we think we're going to move and transition to the E-key in the future. So you can actually use this during that time. We actually had a department earlier this week who ordered a new KeySecure 6 for a new apparatus because they plan on transitioning to the E-key system in the next 18 months. So they're starting to transition slowly because they can still use the mechanical key with this KeySecure 6. Finally, it provides the accountability that everyone who has used KeySecure in the past has come to rely upon. It tracks the key access. It gives you a date and time in the name of the user who took the key out. So you have that accountability in this. Next, I want to share some of the features of the KeySecure 6. So as you can see, there's a KeySecure on your screen. The first thing we'll look at is the mechanical key. If you have a current Knox mechanical key, master key, it will fit in a KeySecure 6. It can come with the key, your key core in it, and so you can use it now, even if you don't have the E-key, which is over on the right side. The E-key is our new electronic system, and KeySecure can come with, right now, just the electronic key, and you have the E-key portion disabled because you're going to move to it possibly in the future, or it could come with just the E-key and the mechanical key plugged up for new departments who don't have a master key now and only are using E-key, and we have a few of those, or it can come with both the mechanical key and the E-key. So it gives you a lot of flexibility there. Now the next feature of it is the keypad. Each user has their own unique PIN code. that PIN code is entered into the KeySecure on this keypad to release the key. And then it is recorded in the audit trail. Now, above both the E key and the mechanical key is an LED light. This alerts you that a key is out of the unit when it thinks it should have it. So if you have a mechanical key in your system and it's not there, that LED light will flash. In most cases, you're leaving the scene and you forgot to put the key back in. It reminds you to put the key back in. Now, if you do not have, if the unit doesn't think you have an E key, it's not been programmed for it, that LED light above the E key will not flash. Same as if you do not have a mechanical key. You've plugged that, had us plug that, the LED light above it will not flash. So it only flashes when it says your unit should have a key in it. The next is the network antenna. The KeySecure 6 comes with Wi-Fi and Ethernet. It communicates with the cloud, getting updates into the unit, adding pins, removing pins, and updating any of the configuration and programming of the unit. It is done within increments of approximately 10 minutes. The unit is programmed to sync every 10 minutes. So about every 10 minutes, it tries to sync with the cloud. If it's not available at that time, it's out of range of Wi-Fi, it'll wait another 10 minutes and try again. Okay, next is the tech lock. The tech lock is used to actually remove the back plate of your KeySecure unit to help you install this. We don't want anybody to be able to come in and just remove a KeySecure. We want that to make sure that it's actually an authorized individual, and that is what the tech lock is for. It is different than your mechanical master key. It's a separate key to actually install your unit. Right. And then mounting. The footprint of the brackets for the KeySecure 6 match the brackets currently of our KeySecure 3Bs and 4s. The brackets come in 60 degree, 90 degree, and then a flush mount. There's also an adapter plate you can use with our previous brackets as well. Then for those of you who use our Knox FDC locking caps and plugs, there is a place on the side of your KeySecure unit that has some magnets that will hold the Knox key wrench. It is secured by the magnet, so it's just a grab and go when you need it. It's a nice, convenient place for it. So these are some of the key features of the actual unit. Next is the Knox Connect management system. As Tiffany said, this is the hub of the system, not just of KeySecure, but the entire electronic system. But we're going to focus just on KeySecure. Within Knox Connect, you manage your system. You will add users, delete users. You can configure the devices, as well as disable a key if you need to. So that can all be done from Knox Connect, which is accessible from any computer, a mobile device, even a phone that has internet access and a web browser. You just need a web browser connected to the internet to access these. The next thing Knox Connect does is it provides the tracking. You can access the audit trails and create reports for any of the devices connected to your system. Now, I want to take you into Knox Connect in a live version of it to show you some of it. So let me share my screen. So now you're seeing the login page for Knox Connect. And this is my test environment that I use to train people. So it is an actual live site. So we're going to log in with my username and password, which when you set up your Knox account, you set up those up. And it takes me to my dashboard. This gives me an overview of my entire system, tells me how many devices I have and users. It also shows me over here whether the units are synced and online. Now, those are two terms you're going to hear a lot. Synced means that everything that is programmed into Knox Connect is also in the actual device. Online means that it's currently connected and it's online right at the moment. On the far left is our menu. We're going to go down to KeySecure, since that's our focus today, and click on it. And that takes me to the KeySecure overview page. It tells me all the KeySecures I have. And as you can see, I have 8 of them. Many of them are online and synced. We're going to focus on KeySecure 402. the newest one I have. It doesn't have a location yet, so we're going to edit this. We're going to go into this one unit. And when I go into this unit, it gives me some device information. Right here, it tells me the model number and the serial number. Then it has device location. This is a required field. You need to put in where it's going to be located. In most cases, most jurisdictions put in what engine or ladder it's on. So I'm going to put it on engine 302. So that's where this unit is going. Now, asset number is a field that we've been asked to include for some departments. They want to use it, so it's there for you to use, but it is not a required field. We're not going to focus on groups today. Then over on the right side of the screen, it gives us the status of this device. It is online, since it has that check mark there, and it's synced. It tells me when it last connected to the internet and its configuration. It has both a mechanical key and an electronic key, and it does have an E-key in it, and it tells me the serial number of that actual key. But if I scroll down, we get the programming of the device. This is where you're going to set your security parameters. Now, the first one is the pin attempts before lockout. When the unit is first shipped from Knox to you, it is preset, factory set at 5 pin attempts. What this means is this is the number of times I can enter in pin codes or assumed pin codes before it locks it out. They're bad pin codes, so I can enter in 5. So this is a programmable, and we did that because you know your situation better than we do. You can set it to 0 pins, which means the unit will take invalid pins all night long. Someone could sit there and spend all night trying to guess a pin, and it will never lock them out, or up to 10 bad pin codes. I'm going to change it to 3. I only want to have 3 bad pins before it locks out. The next field is the lockout time. Again, it comes preset at the factory at 10 minutes. For me, in my situation, that's too long. I'm a little bit impatient, so we're going to set that to 4 minutes. So that means that when the KeySecure has had 3 bad pins, it will lock out for 4 minutes, which means I can't access anything out of that with a valid pin at that point. Next, let's go to the disable E-key. Now, if you don't have an E-key in it, you would check this box, and that disables that side of the unit, and the LED light won't flash. But I have an E-key in it, so I'm not going to check it. Now, I have to remember to click Save, and I get success. But as you notice, the program devices are still there. I changed it to 3 and 4, but the actual devices still says 5 and 10. As we said, the Knox Connect syncs every 10 minutes. So depending upon where I am in that 10 minutes, it will take a little while to actually connect and update. So let's see if we've updated yet. Yep, and now my actual device has been updated. It takes 3 bad pins, and I'm locked out for 4 minutes. So those are some security parameters that you set yourself. Now let's go back to the KeySecure overview. See, it now has the device location here, still online and synced. But if you go to the far right, user pins, we need to make sure it has pins in it. They do not come with any pins programmed in it. I've already added 2, so I could test it out. But I need to add the rest of the users on. So I'm going to highlight the first one, hold the Shift key, and just arrow down and add them all over. Then I click the arrow, and they go into programmed. They're not live in the unit yet, so their pins won't work in the unit until they're moved over here. Now, I don't want Jason in here, so we're going to move Jason off, put him back over to available users. Go down to the bottom and save. Now again, the KeySecure takes approximately 10 minutes, but we're going to see if we can speed it up here. And refresh. Oh, and now they're all in here. So now these pins will work in there. So not just my original ones. So now the pins are in there. So at this point, I'm going to go back to my main KeySecure exchange. I click the back arrow and go down to the device audit trail. Click on the device audit trail, and it takes me to the KeySecure page. It defaults to the past 30 days. You can change that and just do it for the past week if you wanted to. So I'm going to do that. Just do the last week and click Get Results. Now, here is the audit trail. Now, prior to this, I was in the unit, and it shows me removing keys, returning keys with a date and time stamp and my name. It also tells me which key I removed. It also says I entered an invalid PIN at one point. Then I changed the parameters. That was where I changed the lockout time and PIN number or bad PIN. Also, I changed pins. I added pins. And at that point, after that, I actually entered a PIN. A key removal failed. That means I entered a valid PIN, but I didn't remove the key. And that was one of the individuals who I added just now. So that is the audit trail and a brief overview of the system. So let's go back to our presentation. I'm going to give you the benefits of the cloud. The cloud gives you automatic updates. As you could tell, I was able to update my device very easily from my computer with you watching. And it updated a device that's not connected to my unit. It updated users, we added users, I took one off, I programmed the device. And it also gave me the complete audit trail. And as I mentioned, the KeySecure checks in approximately every 10 minutes. If it's outside of Wi-Fi range or not connected at that time, it just attempts to check in and it can't reach it. It'll wait another 10 minutes and try again. So if an apparatus is out on a call and when it comes back into a bay and then it's within Wi-Fi range, it'll check in again and everything will be updated at that point. So now let's have Brian Pavlovich give you a brief demo.
To release the key from the KeySecure, enter a 4 to 10-digit PIN code, press the Enter key. The key is released. With the key released, to energize and activate the system, a code is entered into the key and the key is inserted into the lock. The key powers the lock. When the light turns green, you can turn and open the system. Once the key is released, the light on the KeySecure 6 will blink until the key is returned. The KeySecure keeps an audit trail of who released the key, the date, and the time the key was released for full visibility. When placed in the KeySecure, the key uploads recorded information, including when and where it was used.
Okay, well, thank you, Brian. So why would you want to transition to the latest KeySecure? Well, the first reason is flexibility. It gives you the ability to hold both the mechanical key and the E-key. So if you're planning on transitioning or even thinking of it, I would encourage you to get KeySecure 6 because it gives you that flexibility. Next is the network connectivity. Wi-Fi and Ethernet makes it easy to update all the KeySecures. These updates are automatic. The firmware is automatically updated when the unit comes within range of Wi-Fi or Ethernet. The software is updated. Any changes to pins, if you need to have a user removed quickly from your devices, you just log into Knox Connect from any web browser. So you can do it from home, on vacation, anywhere you have either a laptop, tablet, or a mobile phone that has an internet connection. Log in and remove that person from your system. The units will all be updated when they first connect to Wi-Fi. After that, then it has the alert LEDs. When the key is out of the unit, it flashes to remind you to return the key to the unit. And finally, it's very durable. We've made it water resistant, which means that if you spray it down with water or you spill a drink on it, it's not going to cause any problems. There are seals there to prevent those water from getting in. So it is water resistant. Okay, the steps for implementation. Say you decided, oh yeah, I'm thinking about getting KeySecure 6. What do I do next? Well, the first thing you do is determine the number of KeySecure units needed. How many first response vehicles do you have? Are there fire inspectors or any officers who have vehicles that also need KeySecure? Once you have that number, contact your regional account manager and they can get you a quote. Now, we realize people may not have a budget to buy all of them at one shot, so you may have to work with your regional account manager to buy some of them one year and the rest the following year. That is why we have the dual key option where you have the mechanical key there, allowing you to transition over slowly. Now, once you have your numbers and you have your quote, you can get a PO issued and the order will be placed. At that point, your KeySecure 6s will be built. When they ship, you will receive a welcome email to Knox Connect, which allows you to go in and program them. You can program the devices and add your users. And adding your users, you do have additional options. You can have them have department assigned pins, such as a fuel number or employee ID. We have two other options as well. They can have a system generated pin. This is a random number that only that user will know. Or you can have each user select their own pin. So these are options we have. Then, once your units are received and you program the Wi-Fi, they're automatically updated with all the programming you've already done. And finally, Knox does provide training for this, so we can walk you through getting your unit set up and using them. Now, the Knox KeySecure 6, it's the newest generation of master key control. It provides security, accountability, and flexibility. Now, at this time, I'd like to turn the meeting back over to Tiffany.
Thank you, Cindy. At this time, we'll go ahead and take some questions. So as a reminder, please be sure to type your questions in the question box in the control panel. Cindy, is the E-key water resistant, and what about the rainy days?
Yes, it is water resistant. We have dipped it in water. You pull it up. You do have to make sure that the nose of it is dry before you touch it, but you can just wipe it off on your sleeve or your hand and get the water off or blow it off, and it will still work.
Okay. There was a connection problem, so some missed a section of the presentation. No worries, we will actually send a link of the webinar recording early next week. You will receive an email with the link, and you can share that to with your colleagues. There's another question that just came in. We currently use the Knox KeySecure 4. Can the 4 and 6 be used at the same time, or do we need to convert our 4s to 6? And is it the same software?
You can use 4 and 6 at the same time. The only drawback is it is not the same software. KeySecure 4s do not communicate with Knox Connect, and KeySecure 6s only communicate with Knox Connect. So you would have to be on 2 systems until you fully transferred over.
Is there a local version offered for the Knox Connect software?
No. Jason, can you elaborate on that? Why we cannot use local with KeySecure 6?
Yes, with the KeySecure 6 and the E-key system, because the KeySecure, the key, and the lock transmit a large number of audit trails. If we were to use that as a local system, we would actually run into memory issues and things of that nature. So we decided to keep this system as a Wi-Fi network only version. So you're always getting your current updates, you're getting your KeySecure firmware updates, you're getting your key firmware updates, you're getting your lock firmware updates. All that happens through the KeySecure and the key. If we did this as a local device, you'd spend most of your time updating your system manually all the way through. In this case, everything becomes automatic.
Okay, great. And the great thing about Knox Connect 2 is that it has to be a cloud version, because you can actually access this management system on any device, whether it's your laptop, mobile phone, or tablet. You can always log in, and it's not tied to just one administrative computer. And that's the great thing about the Knox Connect. And in order for us to do that, it had to be a cloud version. Another question, does the KeySecure require Wi-Fi?
Yes, the KeySecure requires Wi-Fi to function and communicate with Knox Connect. You do have the option to use the Ethernet connector on the back side of the box if you have an on-vehicle router. It just needs to communicate occasionally, once a day, once every couple of days, to transfer its information back up to the cloud. But it will collect all of that data while it is out and away from either a Wi-Fi network or a local network.
Okay, great. There's a question that came in. We are planning to use the KeySecure 5 next year. Does it use the same software as the 6?
Yes, both KeySecure 5 and KeySecure 6 use Knox Connect. If you viewed KeySecure 5 when I went into Knox Connect, it should have looked similar. It is the same software, so you could actually use both 5s and 6s together.
Great. Our department just purchased a couple KeySecure 4s and they have not been installed. Can they return them and exchange it for the KeySecure 6?
I would encourage them to contact their regional account manager to work out what it would be to do that, what steps they need to do to return them and get 6s. And they'll walk them through that.
Okay. There were a couple of questions that were related to retrofitting the existing mechanical boxes to the e-lock. What's the cost estimate?
Okay, the new electronic cores, they are approximately $200. They include the core, the kits, a rain guard shield, and all the instructions to do that yourself, to switch them out. So you can update all of your current Knox boxes in most cases to this new e-core.
We also have some training videos that are available in the partner portal. So if your team is actually retrofitting the mechanical to the electronic lock core, we actually have a YouTube style video that is located in the partner portal, and that's accessible at any time if you have a login. There's a question about how much is a 3200 box with the e-lock. I think right now we don't have any pricing on any of the boxes just yet, just because we're not releasing these products until January 2019, right? So the price list won't be available until then. But please feel free to reach out to your regional account manager. They can always pull an estimate for you. We have another question. How does the information, such as the device history, upload from the KeySecure to the software? Is it real time, Jason?
It is not real time. So the KeySecures themselves will actually reach out and attempt to communicate with the Knox Connect software. So the KeySecure will actually push all of the data every time it attempts to connect. If there's no connection, it stores its data, it keeps it there until the next time it actually can connect. Like I said, you can go a few days, a week or so without having to have it connected. Anytime the KeySecure tries to communicate and has a successful communication, it will then pass all the data for the lock, the key, and the KeySecure up to the Knox Connect software.
Okay. How much is the KeySecure 6 with the e-key, the mechanical, and the FDC key wrench?
Okay, well, you have two options there. If you buy the KeySecure with the e-key, we encourage you to get what we call the bundle, KeySecure bundle. It includes the KeySecure 6. It has a place for your mechanical key. We would program key it to that. We would get you an e-key, and you would also get the bracket. And that is approximately $1,200. If you just get the KeySecure 6, where it will hold a mechanical key but leave the e-key blank for now, it's approximately $860. You can purchase the e-key at a later date, depending upon when you need it.
So Cindy, what's the cost? Because there was a question that just came through about how much
the e-key? It's approximately $350. If you've ever had to buy a key fob replacement for your car, which some of us have had to do that. It's a very similar cost.
Right. Are there any more questions? At this point, please be sure to type your questions in the question box, or we're going to wrap up. Okay, well, it looks like we've covered all of your questions. Cindy or Jason, is there anything else you wanted to cover before we wrap up?
I just wanted to thank everyone for being here today. It was a pleasure showing you our new KeySecure 6. We spent a lot of time working on it, and it's finally nice to be able to show you it.
Great. Well, we hope you consider modernizing your current system to maximize security, access, peace of mind, and achieve greater accountability with this new KeySecure 6. And as mentioned, to get a quote or a live demo of your KeySecure 6, please reach out to your regional account manager. If you don't have their information, you can always go on knoxbox.com. That information is located on the contact us page. And as a reminder, a recording of the webinar will be available next week. We will email you a link to the webinar, and please feel free to share that among your colleagues. If you need more information, you can also visit our website. There's a landing page, knoxbox.com/KeySecure6. Thank you so much for joining us today. See you next time.